I was ashamed at the choices I made, my mistakes, and the direction my life was heading. They say the first time you call it a mistake, the second time it's a choice. But what happens when you make it 3, 4, or 5 times? Now you're just a damn fool. I believed I was that fool, that idiot, that whore, that she ain't gonna do shit with her life fool. But where did all this come from? Did you ever look at yourself and hated what you saw? That you would constantly inject your soul with words like ugly, stupid, whore, slut, pathetic. Any other negative words you could think of. Let me ask you this. Were you 14 years old? I was. I was 14 and heavily depressed. 14 years old, the year I gave up my innocence to the boy I thought was going to be my high school sweetheart. Marry me, have 4 kids, and live happily ever after, a few blocks away from Disney World. Why 4 kids? Well, it's because at that time, they had a really great family package for a family of 6. As you can see, that never happened. We broke up after a month of dating, and there were many more boys after him. I ended up taking a year off college. I had no clue who or what I wanted to be. I had gone through so much in 18 years. I needed to breathe. I needed to heal. I needed to feel good and enjoy life. And what better way to do that if not by meeting men online? 4 years into the relationship, I was already in Canada schooling. He was working in France. It had been a year since I dropped out of college for financial reasons, and I was working 3 jobs when we decided I would move to France and we'd get married. You're probably wondering, where the hell were her parents? It turns out the man I thought to be the love of my life was actually my worst nightmare. Not only did we end up not getting married, I lived there illegally 5 out of the 8 months I was there. He abused me mentally. He did lay his hands on me once, but it was already too much. Of the 5 years we were together, he'd also been seeing another woman for 3 of those years. When I found out and wanted to leave the house, he threatened to call the cops on me and alert them of my illegal status. What did I do to deserve this? Was I paying for my past mistakes? Were my sins so grave that I needed to be punished for it? I'm not gonna pretend I was a perfect girlfriend either, and blame him from everything that was going on. I cheated as well, which, by the way, he still doesn't know until today. But was this my karma? But he proved me wrong by publicly announcing all over Facebook of his engagement to the other woman. A week later, he sent me an email telling me how sorry he was for the way he ended things and how much of a coward he had been. My godfather told me not to resent him and just wish him the best and leave it all to Jesus. I would have never survived all this if it wasn't for my godparents and the friends I never counted on while I was in La La Land. A door opened for me, and I had the opportunity to continue my studies in China, which I did not hesitate to take. I didn't know what I was doing, what I wanted to major in. All I knew was that my son was going to have a better future, and it was my duty to make it happen. I left for China in August of 2016. My son was 8 months old at the time, and he's now staying with my mother. He is 4 years old now, and I haven't been able to see him since because of my financial situation. But we talk almost every day, and I send him when I can from time to time. He knows I'm his mama. Earlier this year, I attended the second I Am Enough event, and it was just breathtaking. What a platform. I didn't know anyone at the event. I saw the flyer in a WeChat group and decided to attend. I thought, great, what could be better than poetry and spoken word? I was crying my eyes out after the performances. I was asking myself, what kind of place is this? What kind of stories make people cry so much? And why are they finishing their performances with "I am enough"? Is this a cult or something? If I don't say it back, will I get kicked out? Why are their words so powerful? Why is the energy so strong? Why is the air in the room so breathable? Why this? Why that? Why everything about this place? But I never missed an event after that. At one event, Charmaine explained why she chose the name "I Am Enough." She said it was because she wanted people to say it so much so that they would begin to believe it and live it. I've never spoken these words to myself before. Before this event, I never even had thoughts about self-fulfillment, self-care, self-love, self-anything. I always thought of myself as someone with too much baggage behind me. Too many mistakes were made. How could I possibly love myself? I don't deserve to be happy. I'll just live my life with karma following me. At 29 years old, I was still a dead person walking. I don't know if you'll understand this, but here goes. At this event, watching people tell their truths, their stories, seeing people choose themselves, love themselves, take care of themselves, put their lives back on track, inspired me and motivated me to do the same for my life. I never thought that living a successful life included taking care of yourself too. I decided to share my story because I needed to tell myself out loud that the mistakes I made do not define who I am today. The mistakes I made, I transformed into experience and moved on. When you make a mistake and you dwell on it, it will swallow you whole. You need to be stronger and persevere. I now believe that we all have that power inside of us, that voice that reminds us that we can do it even when we feel that we can't. I owned up to my mistakes, took responsibility for my actions and choices. I am not who I used to be. I'm a better person. I'm a good person. I'm a work in progress. I wish to tell the old me that I forgive her for all the negative thoughts, all the self-inflicting wounds, and the heartaches. If I'm to forgive those who've done me wrong, I forgive myself first for hurting me, for not seeing what a marvelous creature I was and am, for seeking satisfaction outside when everything I needed was within me. I was never enough in my past. Today, I say it loud and proud. I am enough. This is me, full of life and ambition and determination. I am on my way to something bigger and greater, so watch out. You haven't learned the last of me yet. Thank you.